individuals started our first office in Florida, which was in Tampa in 2010. Nationwide, we have 3,700 employees, 450 of which are now here in the state of Florida. Outside our home state of Ohio, we have more offices in the state of Florida than any other.
It's appropriate.
And as you can tell, with our newly expanded space here, we're looking to add to that. A little bit about our Fort Lauderdale office. We started this office in 2012 with 5 employees. Now we're over 71. And like I said before, we're looking to add to that. Now I'd like to turn it over to our distinguished guest, Governor Scott.
First, it's nice to be here. I had the opportunity to go to your office in Daytona Beach about 2 or 3 weeks ago to announce your opening there. So it's great to see all your success here. So congratulations. I hope you go to more offices. If you run on a campaign of getting people back to work, then all you think about is how do you get more people a job each and every day. So let me just recognize a few people. You have the Chip Lamarcus here, County Commissioner. Thank you for all your hard work. You have the Mayor Dania Beach here. Congratulations. Thank you. You've got Bob Swindell, the President of the Greater Fort Lauderdale Alliance here. Yeah, this part of the state's doing really well, and it's because you've elected really good people and you have good people doing economic development, and that's why it's happening. So we like jobs. 5 years ago, 2 days ago, or 4 years ago, 4 years ago and 2 days ago, I got elected. First time I ran on a jobs platform. 7 steps to 700,000 jobs over 7 years. A year ago today, I got re-elected on a jobs platform, and so I like jobs. It's the most important thing for a family. I grew up, my parents struggled for work. I lived in public housing growing up. When I was got out of the Navy, we bought our first business, my wife and I did, so my mom could have a job, a donut shop. If you look at businesses and entrepreneurs, that's what builds our country. We've got to continue to work to diversify our economy. We've got to continue to work to help our small businesses. And all the work we've done the last less than 5 years in our state, we've added 941,000 jobs. And unemployment's down to 5%. Now, Bob and everybody in this part of the state have done a great job. We've added 22,000 jobs just in the last 12 months. So the Fort Lauderdale area is doing really well. So TQL, I like all the jobs they've been adding. And they're one of the largest freight brokerage firms in North America. They've seen exciting growth here, as you heard, in Jacksonville, Orlando, Tampa, and I had the opportunity to be part of their opening of their office in Daytona Beach. And you heard they've gone from 5 to 71 employees. But what's exciting today is on top of the 71 employees they already have here, the plan is to add another 60 jobs right here in this office. So congratulations to everybody for that. So we have 450 jobs at TQL in Florida now, and the plan is over the next 2 years they'll add another 300 jobs. So it'll be up to 750 jobs right here in Florida. And again, they'll continue to have more offices in our great state than any place in the country. So congratulations to everybody at TQL. Now, every time you talk about the jobs, the new jobs here, talk about the 941,000 jobs we've added, it's always a person. So let me highlight Phil Sweetley. Where's Phil? That's right. All right, come on. Born and raised in Florida, in a beautiful part of the state, just north of where I live, in Fort Myers. Went to FGCU in 2012. Was working in the restaurant industry, and a TQL recruiter called a couple years ago. He moved away from his home base, moved to Fort Lauderdale, lived with a friend to try to make ends meet. But he's been so successful now. He's got a down payment on his first car. You'll be hooked. They'll have mortgage, all these things. They'll help you get all that done, then you'll work your tail off. That's the way the system works. He's an active volunteer, and he's developed valuable entrepreneurial skills, and that's what's happening in our state. So congratulations. Thank you. So we're going to continue to diversify our economy. We'll continue to help our small businesses succeed. and we're going to continue to have great announcements like this. But again, what's exciting today is the fact that there's, on top of the 71 jobs here, there'll be another 60 jobs added, so more people can live the dream of America. So it's a really exciting day. And now I'll turn it over to Chip LaMarca, the county commissioner.
I want to thank the governor for being in Broward County, not quite in my district, but close enough. You know, by my numbers, and you and I ran at the same time in 10 and then in 14 on a similar platform, Jobs in the Economy. You're about 2 years ahead and 250,000 jobs ahead of your 777 plan. So that's to be commended. I want to thank the governor for being here. On behalf of Broward County and the Board of Commissioners, I'm honored to be here with everyone as we celebrate the success of TQL, both statewide and here in Broward County. Logistics companies are taking advantage of Greater Fort Lauderdale's business assets, strategic location, and skilled workforce. Now, I know it doesn't have to be here, but think about the two powerhouses that are close by, the Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport with almost 25 million passengers last year, and Port Everglades with $26 billion in economic impact to the state of Florida. It's truly exciting to have you here and have you in this location. Companies such as TQL are vital to our economy, providing much needed diversity of industry and high value jobs for our residents. Two important elements essential to driving our economy forward. Now, the governor didn't mention it, but 4.9 is the new unemployment rate here in Greater Fort Lauderdale, so we like to brag about that. We're proud of the extraordinary collaboration in our community to move projects forward like these on the part of the Greater Fort Lauderdale Alliance, the City of Dania Beach, Broward County, Enterprise Florida, and the Florida Department of Economic Opportunity. And we especially appreciate the support and always stress the importance of Enterprise Florida and business incentives to help our state and county remain competitive as we compete on a global scale to provide quality jobs for our citizens. Congratulations to TQL on your continued success. We look forward to supporting all of your accomplishments. And thanks again for choosing Broward County for your expansion. And Governor, back to you.
Thanks. Thank you, Chip. Now we have the Mayor of Dania Beach, Marcos Salvino. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Governor Scott. Well, I was going to, all the executives here at TQL, I was going to have a little speech plan, but by the time he gets done. Everything has been repeated. I'm not going to do that. So I can say as Mayor of Dania Beach, I can't be more prouder to be up here than to have this business in our city, and especially to watch its growth right now. It's just good to look at everybody here, look how nice they look, and I'm just happy. I'm just happy that I'm mayor at this time in Dania Beach, so thank you.
It really matters who you elect, though. You can see where the growth is. The growth is where you elect the local people that are focused on jobs. Now we have Bob Swindell, the President and CEO of the Greater Fort Lauderdale Alliance.
Well, thank you all for having us here, and I especially want to thank Dennis Ferguson for bringing us all together because it means jobs. It's great to have Governor Scott in Broward County. He comes here quite frequently, and when he does, it usually means there's jobs along with him. So we really appreciate his role as the Chief Economic Development Officer for the state of Florida. High skill, high wage jobs were a part of his campaign, and we need to create those jobs for Floridians. You know, one of the things that I really am happy about today is that this is a tangible example of the collaborative effort between the City of Dania Beach, which we have a great working relationship with, Broward County, the state of Florida. Jesse Panuccio does an amazing job at the Department of Economic Opportunity keeping the projects rolling. But Jack Bennings, my Director of Workforce Development at the Alliance, just shared with me that statewide, TQL received, was approved for almost $2 million in employee training through our quick response training program. We talk about those 400 employees, developing their skill sets are critically important. We don't often think about that with the incentives, but those training dollars are very important for developing the skill set of the employees that are here, and hopefully those will help attract additional employees to TQL in Florida. It's sort of counterintuitive. We're at the bottom of a peninsula. You wouldn't think that South Florida would be a hotspot for logistics companies, but it is one of our targeted industries. And the reason for that is we are the global connection for Latin America and the United States. You know, we have a unique combination of a diversified workforce, So a lot of these transactions and logistics might be in multiple languages and multiple currencies. And South Florida and Broward County have the workforce to make those transactions happen. And I think that's what's attracting companies like TQL to South Florida and to Florida in general. Governor Scott is the hardest working jobs governor, bar none. I mean, you can compare him. I think there's a new governor in Kentucky, I heard today. So I don't know if you had a hand in that, because you visited Kentucky not too long ago and explained to them why they're not seeing the robust job growth that we're seeing in Florida. But Governor Scott worked incredibly hard last year with the legislature to provide Florida with marketing dollars to market Florida as a business destination. We invest highly in our tourism base, which we should always do, but we haven't really developed an identity as a business destination. And working with Eric Szilagyi and Enterprise Florida, we've got $10 million now to tell the Florida story about business, and that's critically important. The one problem that we have in that, though, is we do a great job of hooking the company in. We want to land that big project. So we've told the story, we've got companies interested in Florida, but we don't have the incentive programs to follow through. It's a very competitive market out there. We've got other states that have to make up for poor business conditions by using incentives, and we need to at least be able to compete as a state against those other states. So I'd ask you all to support Governor Scott's initiative to provide more incentive dollars, to match our marketing dollars, and make Florida continue to be the successful state that it's been. Governor, thanks so much for being here.
So would our founding chief hold up?
So you like your picture if you're looking up rather than looking down. So look straight ahead and I'll get some great pictures.